This dike across the river with these huge boulders and rocks was created back in 2012. Initially, water was not getting to our intake points over here, and so we sought to kind of channel more water into our intake point so that we would be able to draw more water, and then consequently we just treat it. With time, the Galamsey operators, most of them started to scoop sand from just beneath the dike, and therefore you can see, if you just look there, you can see that some of the water is actually passing underneath and then just going away, making it more or less useless now. Initially, on it, when it was done the first time, we realized that more water was flowing into our intake point and we're drawing more. Even with this, we had to actually scoop and desilt just around the sump area so that more water could get there and we would actually draw more water for treatment. Unfortunately, now water actually seeps, and even though a bit of it, yes, comes here, still more water just grabs, it just goes away. As you can see, the water is just passing underneath and then going towards the sea. If you look behind me, of course, you've seen there are some people working on the river. Actually, they look like Galamsey operators from this point. They work on the river day, night, anytime. Even sometimes they go further by threatening our staff when we come here to do any sort of work whatsoever. So yes, you see that we actually go through a lot before we draw water and then produce it for people to drink.
How imminent is the closure? As in what was reported on radio and newspapers, that if you don't take care, we are going to have to shut down this particular plant that we are witnessing.
You see, we can't give you a set date, but we know that if the trend continues this way, and the time should come where it's heavily polluted, heavily silted, and water doesn't come through, especially during the dry season, you just have to shut down. As and when we see that, in fact, water is not getting through, and the little that is coming through is heavily polluted, it means we are not going to even be able to produce as much as we expect for secondary Takrady metropolis. Then we just have to shut down until it gets better, and then perhaps get back on track when we realize that water has started to seep into our sump and we're able to draw more. If we don't see anything like that, it means we cannot produce, and this will be a white elephant. So we just shut down until the situation gets better for us all. Now, if you look at the color of the water, we had sometimes we record color. We measure color, and we recorded. Sometimes we record as much as 1,700. It's an average figure. Sometimes it fluctuates. It just goes up, goes down like that. But roughly you get around 1,700 hazing units, and that's the unit of measurement. 1,700 hazing unit for the color, and we have to reduce that color from 1,700 to 5. So that tells you that you would need more alum, about 60 bags, whereas in some time past we were using just as low as 5 bags. So use 50 bags of alum just to reduce the color from this 1,700 to about 5. So that tells you indeed that a lot goes into production now than what we used to have when this wasn't really a problem.
Does it affect pricing of water to consumers at home?
Definitely, in our bid to ask for tariff increase, all these things will be factored in. Because if 10 years ago we were using just 5 bags, and you look at 10 years down the line, we are using 60 bags on an average basis, that should tell you that indeed we would spend more on treating the water. So once we spend more treating the water, definitely our cost would increase, and we would definitely have to channel that cost to our customers who would have to pay more. So imagine if all of a sudden this issue stops, the water becomes clear, no sand winning, no Galamsey whatsoever. I don't think we'd even ask for a tariff increase. That means it will be fixed for a very long time. Ghanaians would be able to breathe a sigh of relief that we are not going to be faced with any tariff increase, Of course, this is just one component of tariff increases. Whenever we ask for tariff increase, this is just one component. That we spend more money on chemicals, and therefore we need more money to buy those chemicals to treat the water for safety consumption for our customers, and even for myself as a Ghana Water Company staff, and for all the staff of Ghana Water Company here who drink the same water that you and I drink.
How many people will their life be threatened in the event this machine shuts down? I'm looking at your consumer base. How many people do you supply water to in the region?
We have our customer base, we have 31,327 customers. Yes, and if you look at that, that's for the whole region. Now, we have Daboase Treatment Plant, we have Inchaban Treatment Plant, we have the Axim Treatment Plant and Bonsa Treatment Plant. Now, if we are to shut down Daboase, it produces averagely, now on a very good day, produce about averagely 4 million gallons of water daily. Now, the installed capacity of this plant is 6 million gallons. That means when the plant came into being, it was supposed to produce 6 million gallons of water on a daily basis to Secondary Takrady, coupled with that from Inchaban, which was to give us 4 million gallons, meaning that the two of them were to give us 10 million gallons. Now, we are producing averagely on a good day 4 million gallons. That means there's 2 million gallons already peeled off. Then we have Inchaban also producing half, about 2 million gallons on a very good day, meaning that 2 plus 4 is giving us 6, a deficit of 4 million gallons already. Exactly. So if we shut down the Daboase treatment plant, it's going to affect water supply gravely to Secondary Takrady metropolis, and that would be very bad for business.